What if your depression isn't a flaw, but a clue? Carl Jung, the psychologist who uncovered the shadow self, revealed that your darkest emotions are actually a roadmap to recovery. Here's how his dark side method works and why it's faster than pretending to be okay. Who is Carl Jung? Think of him as the original mind hacker. He wasn't just a psychologist. He was a Swiss psychiatrist who spent decades working with patients trapped in cycles of pain. And he discovered something radical. When you ignore parts of yourself, your anger, shame, or hidden trauma, they don't vanish. They form what he called the shadow. Your shadow isn't evil. It's the mental basement where you've shoved everything society told you to hide. Jealousy, sadness, even your weird or selfish side. But here's what Jung proved. Lock that door too long, and your shadow starts leaking. It drains your energy, it fuels your depression, and no amount of positive thinking will fix it. Most therapies try to cure your dark side. Jung's method flips the script. He showed that depression isn't random. It's your shadow screaming, "Pay attention to me." Your job isn't to fight it, it's to decode its message. And today, I'll show you how to do exactly that. 1. Track your triggers. For the next 24 hours, notice when you feel instant irritation, judgment, or envy. Write down who triggered it and why. Was it the arrogant coworker? The friend who never listens? These aren't coincidences. They're clues. 2. Listen to your cringe. What's the one emotion you'd never post on Instagram? Shame, jealousy, resentment. That's your shadow knocking. Jung said, the brighter the persona, the darker the shadow. The emotion you're most ashamed of? That's ground zero. 3. Reverse engineer your secrets. What's the thing you've never told anyone? Not the "I ate my roommate's leftovers" secret, the real one. The thought that makes you whisper, "If they knew this about me, they'd leave." That's not a flaw. It's a locked door to your shadow. Let me prove this works. One of Jung's patients was a man who hated weak people. He'd rant about his lazy brother and needy friends. But in therapy, Jung helped him see his rage was a mask. Deep down, he was crushed by grief he'd refused to feel since his mother's death. His shadow wasn't anger, it was sadness. And once he faced it, his depression lifted. Now it's your turn. Pause this video, grab your phone or a notebook. I'll wait. Ready? Write this down. One emotion I'd never admit to feeling is, one person who triggers me is, what I really hate about them is, don't overthink it, just write. Done. Good. What you just wrote, that's your shadow's fingerprint. You don't need to fix it yet. Just see it. Most people spend their lives running from this list. But you're already ahead. In the next step, we'll talk to your shadow. And trust me, it's been waiting to talk back. Step 2. Safely confront your shadow. You're probably thinking, won't digging into my dark side make everything worse? I get it. But here's the truth Jung uncovered. Depression isn't caused by facing your shadow. It's caused by running from it. Repression is the real enemy. Think of your shadow like a screaming child. Ignoring it doesn't make it quiet, it makes it louder. Jung's solution? Active imagination, not daydreaming. It's a way to talk to your shadow safely. Here's how. 1. Pick one emotion from step 1, the one you're most afraid of. Let's say it's anger. 2. Close your eyes and ask it, what are you trying to protect me from? 3. Listen. Don't judge. Let it answer. One of my clients asked her anger this question. Guess what it said? I'm protecting you from being walked over again. Her anger wasn't the problem. It was a bodyguard. Science backs this up. Studies show that writing about repressed emotions for just 15 minutes a day reduces depressive symptoms by 30% in weeks. Why? Because secrets rot. Truth heals. Let's try it now. Grab your pen. Write this at the top, "Dear emotion." Then ask, what do you want me to know? What are you protecting me from? What happens if I let you speak? Write whatever comes up, even if it's messy. No one's grading this. Done? Read it back. This isn't navel-gazing. Jung used this with war veterans haunted by trauma. If it worked for them, it can work for you. Your shadow isn't a monster, it's a prisoner. And this exercise, it's the key. Step 3. Reclaim your shadow's power. Okay, you found your shadow. You've talked to it. Now you're thinking, how does this actually fix my depression? Here's Jung's bombshell. Your shadow isn't a flaw, it's a force. Depression lies to you. It says your darkness is a dead end. Jung proved the opposite. Your darkest traits are strengths in disguise. Anger, it's a boundary system. Sadness, a depth charge of empathy. Even jealousy is just a compass pointing you toward unmet needs. Here's how to flip the script. 1. Name the gift. Take that ugly emotion from step 1 and ask, what's it trying to give me? Perfectionism, it's a drive for excellence. It just needs balance. People pleasing, it's a survival skill that kept you safe. Now it's time to retire it. Cynicism, it's a bullshit detector. Redirect it toward toxic situations, not relationships. 2. Rewrite the story. Jung didn't call this a self-love. He called it reclaiming your power. For example, a client of mine thought her anxiety was a curse. Then she asked, what's the upside? Turns out, her anxiety made her hyper-observant, a skill that later made her an incredible therapist. 3. Use it or lose it. Your shadow's energy is neutral. It becomes destructive or useful based on where you aim it. Rage can destroy relationships or fuel you to leave a toxic job. Guilt can paralyze you or remind you to repair a mistake. Jung lived this. At 38, he had a mental breakdown. Hallucinations, suicidal thoughts, the works. Instead of numbing it, he dialogued with his shadow for years. Those conversations became the Red Book, the foundation of his life's work. He didn't beat depression, he alchemized it. Now you know how to find, confront, and reclaim your shadow. But here's the secret Jung never spelled out. Shadow work isn't a one-time fix, it's a daily practice. Think of your shadow like a muscle. Ignore it and it weakens you. Train it and it becomes your superpower. Here's how to make this stick. Every night ask, what emotion did I avoid today? Who triggered me? And what does that say about me? Write one sentence, no essays. Over time, you'll spot patterns before they spiral. Jung believed every shadow trait has a golden shadow, a hidden strength. For example, procrastination. It's your intuition saying, this task doesn't align with your values. Self-doubt. It's a reminder to prepare, not panic. Relapse isn't failure, it's feedback. If depression creeps back, ask, what part of my shadow did I ignore this week? What's it trying to correct? He spent decades dialoguing with his shadow. Why? Because the goal isn't to fix yourself. It's to build a relationship with all of you. The parts you love, the parts you fear, and the parts you're still discovering. This week, when you feel shame, anger, or sadness, say, hello, shadow, what do you need? That's it, no fixing, just curiosity. Depression thrives in silence, but now you've got a language to break the cycle, for good. Today you learned how to, 1. Find it in your triggers and secrets. 2. Face it by asking what it needs. 3. Flip it into fuel for your life. Jung didn't just write books, he proved that your darkest corners hold the matches to relight your life. But this only works if you use it. And now, if you want to learn even more, make sure you watch this next video and remember, depression's a liar. It says you're broken. Jung says you're whole. Choose whole. I'll see you in the next one.